College Football 25 is finally here, and I greeted it the only way I know how. Imperialism. What's up, Burger Bros? Welcome back to the channel. My name is CraigCrash, and welcome to the best way to pick your Dynasty Mode team in CFB 25. It's pretty standard Imperialism. We spin two wheels to determine a team and what direction they'll be attacking, but there's a twist. It's the loser that moves on and gains territory. The winner is out. On the map are 16 of the worst teams in college football, plus 9 of the teams not in NCAA 14. Which team oozes futility and is in the most need of a rebuild? Let's find out. Who will be the first team selected in our Dynasty Imperialism, our worst team Imperialism? First team we're going to get is Sam Houston, one of the teams that was not in NCAA 14. And where will the Bearcats with a K go? They're going to go east. So from the center of the logo directly east is Louisiana Tech. So it'll be Sam Houston at Louisiana Tech kicking us off. I've tried to not play as one of these two teams and let, the computer decide. But apparently College Football 25 says, no, the game has come out today. You're going to play this drive. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see if we can get the first points on this game as we're under 2 minutes left in competition. Handoff and touchdown, Sam Houston State. They take the lead. 23 seconds left. Are we about to see a goal line stand to be eliminated from this tournament? No, we won't, as it's a catch in the back of the end zone. Beautiful footwork there. Overtime between Sam Houston and Louisiana Tech. First and goal for the Bearcats. The handoff and still fighting down to like the 1 yard line. Here's the snap, the handoff, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Bearcats. They're going to take the lead here in overtime. The throw, and it's going to be complete, and it's going to be a touchdown on the first play for Louisiana Tech. Where was this offense the whole game? 80 is a monster. Louisiana Tech with the ball first here in overtime number 2. They're going to easily get the first down here on that fourth down call. Snap, the throw, wide open receiver, touchdown Louisiana Tech. Third down and 9 for Sam Houston. Down by 6 to Louisiana Tech here in the second overtime. A lot of time in the pocket. The throw, wide open receiver, and it's a touchdown for the Bearcats. Wide open in the end zone. The 2-point try, the handoff is no good. We're headed to a third overtime. What in the world? And now we'll just see a series of 2-point tries the rest of the way. And that one will be no good. What defense by Louisiana Tech. And they're going to run it in. Louisiana Tech just runs that one in. And the Bulldogs are going to win this one. Louisiana Tech with the 22-20 win over Sam Houston, which means, because like I said, the loser gets eliminated. So Sam Houston moves on, and Louisiana Tech is done. But hey, what a way to go out. 3 overtimes. One team eliminated in a 3 overtime thriller. Who are we going to see next? It'll be the Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa. And Tulsa will be going west. West for Tulsa is New Mexico, and if they happen to lose, they'll have one of the biggest territories on the map. Big third down for New Mexico. And here's the run by the quarterback, and he's going to be just short. No, the ball's out, and Tulsa recovers. Tulsa, the Golden Hurricane, have the football back. So Tulsa gets the 17-16 win over New Mexico. The big-time fumble recovery gives the Lobos one of the biggest territories on the map. Let's see who we get next in Dynasty Imperialism. And it's going to be Sam Houston on the attack again. And this time, the Bearcats will head east. Which means the Bearcats are going to try to take over the state of Louisiana. I hope you have. Big pass for Sam Houston. Oh my God, what a play! That gives the Bearcats the lead. What a Insane play. 49 seconds left, 3rd and 6 for ULM as they're inside the 10 and trying to take the lead. Here's the snap. A lot of time in the pocket. He's just going to throw this one away. And so 4th down incoming. Let's see what happens here. Throw into the end zone, but there's a flag. It's going to be pass interference. So that'll put the ball down to the 1. Here's the snap, the throw to the end zone, intercepted by Sam Houston, and that'll be the ball game. So Sam Houston with the 31-27 win, an incredible show of resilience after the defensive pass interference penalty, but nonetheless, because they win in an impressive fashion, at least the wins at least the victories have been exciting. So it's like, hey, you're getting eliminated from the tournament, but you've done it in an exciting way. Sam Houston with the 31-27 win. The Bearcats are out. ULM advances, and they take over the rest of Louisiana as well as part of Texas. 3 teams have been eliminated. Who will we see next? We're going to stay in the South. It's going to be Georgia Southern. And the Eagles will be headed northeast. Northeast for Georgia Southern is going to be Coastal Carolina. So 2 of the teams that weren't in NCAA 14 are getting a chance to square off here. So apparently no one told Coastal Carolina that the loser advances because they are up 2 scores, but Georgia Southern trying to stay in it here. 53 seconds left. 3rd down and 10. The throw, it's going to be, no, that's not going to be intercepted. He didn't get any feet down. The snap. The throw, it's going to be intercepted. That looked like that was intended for the Coastal Carolina player. So Coastal Carolina dominates Georgia Southern, but that means the Eagles are advancing. Georgia Southern now owns South Carolina. This matchup will determine who gets into the top 20, and next we'll see the team with the biggest territory on the map, the Nevada Wolfpack. So Nevada will go northeast, and that means we're going to get a battle between Nevada and New Mexico. The winner will have the biggest territory on the map. So Nevada in a hurry to give up the biggest chunk of land on the map, is 30 seconds to play here, and they are up by 24. A 38-14 beatdown of Nevada over New Mexico, which means New Mexico stays in this tournament and takes over the biggest chunk of land on the map. 20 teams left in Worst Team Imperialism, Dynasty Imperialism, whatever you want to call it. And next up, we're going to see another team that was not in NCAA 14, and that is Kennesaw State, making their FBS debut this season. And the Owls will head southeast. So it'll be Kennesaw State at Georgia Southern. Ooh, big time run for Georgia Southern, and that will do it. Final timeout from Kennesaw State taken as it's 26-17 with 1:20 left. Georgia Southern wins 26-17 over Kennesaw State, which means the Owls advance and take over more land. 19 teams left in this tournament, and next up we will see UTEP, the other Texas team in this tournament, the only one still left in this tournament. The Miners will head southwest. And we're going to cheese this a bit. What you see here that's New Mexico's territory is not actually southwest of UTEP. But we're going to cheese it a bit, and we're going to make it UTEP versus New Mexico for our next matchup. Oh, big lane up the middle for New Mexico. Probably shouldn't have done that, but hey, the outcome was foregone anyway. It was my one designated play when I go back to just spectating. Had to, you know what, I hadn't scored all day. Needed to do that. So the Lobos dominate UTEP 31-12, and that means the biggest piece of land still left on the map belongs to the UTEP Miners. We have not really seen any teams from the eastern side of the map. Let's see if that will change. As no, we're going to stay in the southwest. We're going to get Kennesaw State, who advanced a little bit earlier in the tournament. And the Owls are going northeastish. Northeastish is where the Owls are going. It's close, but I believe we're going to see Kennesaw State at East Carolina for our next matchup. 4th down and 7 for Kennesaw State. They're going to try to stay alive here with 46 seconds left. A lot of pressure coming. The dump off is going to get the first down. He is. Wow, what a play. So the Owls are still alive. Oof, ball's out. Picked up by the big fella. I thought we were going to see a scoop and score there. So East Carolina gets the 28-16 win over Kennesaw State, as the Owls will pick up more territory, as they seem to be the favorite in this tournament after a couple of double-digit losses. Who is next to be selected here in our Imperialism tournament? As we will finally see a team from the eastern part of the map. It's going to be UMass. And the Minutemen will head southwest. I would say the arrow goes more west than south, which means we're going to see UMass versus Buffalo in our next game. If you told me one of these two teams would have a big lead, I would have expected it to be the home team. I would have expected it to be Buffalo. But instead, UMass has been putting the hammer down on the Bulls. UMass with the 32-13 win over Buffalo. But that means Buffalo stays alive and takes away the most northeast part of the map. This next game determines the top 15, and we're going to stay in the northeast. We're going to see Temple. And where will Temple head? They will go northeast. So Temple attacking Buffalo will be our next game. 3rd and 11 for Buffalo. They hold an 8-point lead with 1:41 left. The big 3rd down, if they get the first down, they will stay ahead, most likely, as they do get the first down. I was going to say stay alive in the tournament, but that's not how this tournament works. Buffalo goes 1-1 at home in this tournament, but you know what that means. They're eliminated. Temple gets the victory, and their territory in the northeast grows. So there it is, a look at the map, the top 15 here in Worst Team Dynasty Imperialism. We have made it to the top 15. Who will we see next? And we see Kent State for the first time. Where will the Golden Flashes head? They will head east. So that means we'll see Kent State versus Temple. Kent State at one point was up 31-0. But now Temple's within 8. New set of downs here. Big throw to the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Owls! Holy! So now the 2-point conversion to tie this game up. The throw knocked away, so Kent State stays ahead. The snap, the throw, first down and a whole lot more! Here goes Kent State, a blown coverage, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Golden Flashes. No flags. Wow. Temple with 17 seconds. They've taken their sweet time getting down here to the red zone. The throw, it's going to be caught. Touchdown. And the Owls are not dead just quite yet. Now time for the onside kick for Temple. Can they stay alive? No. Kent State recovers the onside kick, and that will do it. Temple scores 29 fourth quarter points, nearly erases a 31-0 deficit, but Kent State holds on, gets the win, but is eliminated from our Imperialism. Temple advances into Ohio. Still quite a bit of ways left to go in this Imperialism. Quite a few teams we haven't seen yet. One of those teams is Western Michigan, and we'll see who the Broncos will face. The arrow is pointing south, which means we're going to see a Mid-American Conference matchup in our next game. Western Michigan and Akron. 28-20 Akron over Western Michigan with just under 2 minutes to play. Western is driving, trying to tie this one up. All kinds of time. The throw is incomplete, so a big-time 4th down on the way. Or no, sorry, it's 3rd down. I mean, it's 4 down territory, no doubt. The throw, is it caught? No, incomplete again. Can Akron get the stand here? 4th and 10 for Western. All kinds of time. The throw. Is it caught? It is. 1st and goal for Western Michigan. Snap for Western. The throw. It's quick. It's caught. It's in the end zone for a touchdown. Western scores, and they are a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up. And on the 2-point try, it's no good. Akron gets the narrow 28-26 win after stopping Western Michigan on their 2-point try. And in just 2 games, the state of Ohio is completely eliminated. Halfway through Imperialism of Futility. And we're going to land on Appalachian State for the first time. And the Mountaineers will challenge North. It's tough to say, but I think the arrow points just northwest enough to give us Appalachian State versus Southern Miss. Well, Southern Miss really took over in the first quarter and never looked back, as Appalachian State didn't put up too much of a fight. And with the 28-17 win by Southern Miss, the Eagles are eliminated and Appalachian State takes their land. We are down to our top 12. And next up, we will see Liberty for the first time. And the Flames are headed north. So a battle for the state of Virginia is next. Liberty and James Madison. In victory formation, and a shocker here. Thought James Madison would probably win. James Madison was like ranked at one point last year, so the only reason they're in this tournament is because they're a new team to the college football franchise. So in shocking fashion, Liberty gets the 31-23 win over James Madison, which means the Dukes take over the state of Virginia. This game will give us our top 10. Who will we see next? And we will get Appalachian State for their second game of the tournament. And the Mountaineers will head south. That means we're going to see Appalachian State at Kennesaw State in our next game. So I mentioned when Kennesaw State lost their first couple of games that I think they're the favorite to win the whole thing, and this might have solidified it, as Appalachian State's going to run for another touchdown. And the slaughter continues. Appalachian State now has a 46-14 lead on Kennesaw State, which means the Mountaineers will be out and the Owls trek on. There is your top 10 here in Dynasty Imperialism. We still haven't seen Yukon yet. We still haven't seen Charlotte, Jacksonville State, or Florida International yet. We haven't seen ULM since early in the tournament. Some of these other teams here have kind of beat up on each other, but we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Oh my gosh, the whittly getting down to the nitty-gritty. 10 teams left in our Imperialism. And who will we see next? Hey, just as we mentioned some teams we haven't seen, we get a team we haven't seen, Florida International. The Panthers will head northeast. The Panthers only really had one direction they could go, so naturally we're going to see Florida International and Kennesaw State. Minute and a half to go here. Just as I had said, Kennesaw State might be the favorite to win. They're up big on Florida International, but can the Panthers get in the end zone? The catch is made, and it's 1st and goal. Don't think the comeback's going to happen for Florida International, but they're just trying to get something here, as the throw to the end zone is picked off by Kennesaw State. Our final score, Kennesaw State 21, Florida International 3, and the Panthers in their first game acquire a sizable chunk of land. 9 teams left. I hope we get somebody we haven't seen yet. That would be fun to see. And it looks like we're going to get our wish. Jacksonville State is next up. And I think the Gamecocks are surrounded by Florida International, so that's the matchup we're going to see. They go to the west, and yeah, they're pretty much encompassed by Florida International. So the Gamecocks and Panthers are up next. Oh my gosh, there's nobody tackling on that one. It's a touchdown for Florida International, and they take the lead. 47 seconds left. The Gamecocks are in the red zone, Are we about to see another overtime game? As that's the catch, it's going to be just short of the first down. Jacksonville State on the doorstep. The snap, the throw, caught in the end zone, touchdown! Oh, a big play for Florida International right out of the gate. They're in field goal range and more. What a run. No one's going to tackle him. Holy cow, dude. What? Dude, FIU caught me napping. Yeah, rocked me to sleep. I wasn't even paying attention. A wild ending to Florida International and Jacksonville State, with FIU getting the 34-27 win over the Gamecocks. And you know what that means? That means after just acquiring a big chunk of land, Florida International will turn that over to the Gamecocks. 8 teams remaining in Dynasty Imperialism. And for the first time in a long time, we're going to see the UTEP Miners, owner of the largest chunk of land on the map. And they can really only trek east, so we'll see if we get that direction. They go south, which means next up we get UTEP and ULM. Oh, but that's a good catch. Oh, we're going to see a touchdown here. ULM gets in the end zone. I think a little bit too little too late, but at least they're on the board again. So our final score is UTEP 27, ULM 17, and by virtue of continuing their losing ways, the Warhawks now own the biggest chunk of land on the map. We still have not seen Charlotte or Yukon in this one, and we'll continue to not see them, as ULM will be the next team chosen in this tournament. The Warhawks hungry for more land, and they will head northeast. So next up, it's ULM and Western Michigan. Warhawks with 2 timeouts. The snap. Throw, caught, touchdown ULM. ULM out of timeouts, 3rd down and 2. A stop here keeps them in the ball game, but instead Western Michigan will get a 1st down and more. The Broncos are going to score, and that'll pretty much do it. Western Michigan gets the 42-28 win over ULM, and that puts the Warhawks on the precipice of the top 5. We are almost to the top 5 here in our Imperialism, and for the first time, we're going to see the Yukon Huskies. Undoubtedly, we're going to see Yukon and Temple here, as they'll go east, or west, excuse me. And so indeed, we will see Yukon versus Temple. The Owls leave no doubt about this one, as they lead 38-17 over Yukon here. 10 seconds left, as the running play will salt this one away. There you see it, the top 5 here in Dynasty Imperialism. Yukon, James Madison, Charlotte, who we've not seen yet, Jacksonville State, and ULM. Who will make their way into the Final 4? We will see Jacksonville State, and the Gamecocks will head south. I think the arrow points just southwest enough to mean that Jacksonville State will head to ULM to take on the Warhawks. Jacksonville State up 33-3, and they're about to go up by potentially even more. They're on the doorstep of the end zone against ULM. They have to run one more play. Snap, the handoff, and no, ULM says no. But too bad they couldn't get stops like that earlier. As that'll conclude this one. ULM stays alive in this tournament. And then there were 4. Final 4 of our Imperialism. And for the first time in this tournament, we're going to see Charlotte. And the 49ers will be heading for a matchup with ULM. And that is indeed what we're going to have. Goal line situation for the ULM Warhawks as they try to get something before the end of this game. Throw to the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. ULM at least gets some more points on the board. So Charlotte is one and done with the 34-20 win over ULM, and now we're down to the final 3. Just 2 games left. Who will participate in the penultimate game here of our Futility Imperialism? And it looks like we're going to have James Madison on the attack for the first time. It's the best case scenario for wherever this arrow points, because James Madison is the best team still available, as the arrow will point to the Northwest. So to play for the championship, it'll be James Madison and ULM. Well, through all the futility that we saw ULM go through the duration of this tournament, I did not expect this outcome. As I said moments ago, I don't think James Madison loses this one. Thought it was the best case scenario for one of these two teams, like either Yukon or ULM, to get James Madison so they could lose their way into the championship. Now, it's a whole new situation, as James Madison trails by 18 with 1:08 left in this game. 2nd and goal for the Dukes. The throw, high arcing pass, incomplete. So last chance for James Madison to really do anything here. The throw, caught in the back of the end zone, touchdown for James Madison. Onside kick coming up. And it's recovered by ULM, a very sorry onside kick. And here comes the kneel. So James Madison was ranked last year at one point in college football. They were only in this tournament by virtue of not being in NCAA 14. And instead, UL Monroe, after stinking the entire tournament, really understood the name of the game, which was losing to advance, decides that they're going to play the game of their lives and beat James Madison to win their way out of the tournament. So ULM with the 38-27 win, and James Madison will now play for the championship. So there you see it, the two teams that will play here in Futility Imperialism for the championship, James Madison and Yukon. We spin now for home field advantage. Who will defend their territory? Looks like it'll be Yukon. As we head into the final quarter, it is anyone's game here in this one, as James Madison and Yukon are tied at 6 apiece. I mean, look, if you're deciding your dynasty based on the outcome of this video, you have two really good teams to choose from. Yukon from the standpoint of they're a basketball power. Let's see if you can turn them into a football power. They're an independent, so you can put them in whatever conference you want to. There's no real, precedent for it. You could move them to the American like they are in basketball, and then move them eventually, or like they were in basketball, and then move them eventually to, the ACC or whatever. And then you have James Madison, who, like I said, was ranked. I thought James Madison would be, as now we're at 4th and 10 here, I thought James Madison would be a quick exit. I figured they would blow out the first team they played, because like I said, they were a great team last year. We're only in this tournament because they were not in NCAA 14, as now James Madison's going to punt. So you've got two really good teams to choose from, two teams that you can move to, wherever conferences. That was a beautiful punt down to the 4. Also, both teams have really nice stadiums. Like, that would be the part that would break my immersion. Is the fact that, if ULM would have won the whole thing, if you have number 1 ranked ULM hosting LSU in that, tiny shell of a stadium, it would break the immersion for me, because obviously, you would, over time, as you got ULM to number 1, the stadium would have improved, all that kind of thing. No offense to ULM, but, I think both stadiums for James Madison and Yukon are both respectable enough to where you're like, okay, I'm still enjoying myself. It doesn't break the immersion that you see, Alabama versus Yukon in this size of a stadium. Put Yukon in the Big Ten? I'd be down for Yukon in the Big Ten. 20 seconds left. 17, 16, 15. Yukon's got to go here. I was like, are they really going to hand it off? Oh, is he inbound still? No. But it's a first down at the 33. Are they going to try to kick a field goal? Oh, if they had a timeout, they could run one more play to try to get a little bit closer for this field goal, because right now it's a 50-yard field goal attempt. Oh no, they're going to run out of time. So we're headed to overtime. So you know what? We started this Imperialism with an overtime. We're going to conclude it with an overtime. 3rd down and 12 for James Madison from the 13. Here's the snap. The throw caught, but he's going to be short. 4th and 1. Do you go for it? Or do you kick the field goal? James Madison's going to kick the field goal here. Snap, ball down, kick is on its way, and it is good. 3rd down and 10 from the 13. Here's the snap. The throw, caught, and it's a 1st down for Yukon. 1st and goal from the 1. The pitch. Yukon, fighting for all the extra yardage he could. He didn't lose anything on that one. Here we go, 2nd and goal. The handoff. Yukon fighting, touchdown Huskies, and that's the game. The Yukon Huskies win 12-9. That means James Madison, the Dukes, are your Dynasty Imperialism champions. I always forget, I've called it 7 different things during the course of the tournament, and I had a malfunction there. So there it is, the U.S. map draped in James Madison purple, as they are your Futility Imperialism champions. What a shocking tournament, to be honest. We started with 25 teams. It looked like it was going to be Kennesaw State in the beginning. Then it was ULM pretty firmly for a while. But no, James Madison loses their 3 games, and they are your champions. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe to become one of the Burger Bros, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.